that conversation's done.
Yes, it is.
God damn. Man, it's a time this week. It's been a week of Baldur's Gate exclusively for me.
I was on a good run. I was on a great run of playing games every week.
Oh, no.
Not a one. Didn't play anything since the last recording.
Well, you know, it is a lucky situation then, because there's a lot of news. So we have a lot to cover in the news section. So we can kind of speed past the what we played this week, because mine's going to be pretty much, hey, I played these two things, but mainly I lived a secondary life in this game.
True that. True that.
But yeah, man, what else has been going on? How's the new gig?
That's all I've been doing. Just doing that. It's not bad. Right now, like I said last time, it's a bunch of learning. I feel like I'm taking college courses or some shit. But I'm learning a lot of good stuff, like about marketing, even as it could pertain to like our shit. Like I'm like,
oh shit,
we should definitely be doing this.
Can you give an example without like breaching your company's trust?
Yeah, they don't. I mean, I'm just learning marketing things right now. So I'm not giving you like
secret marketing. Like
no. I'm not giving like insider information about the company or anything. For instance, I don't feel like we do enough. There's not enough differentiation in our video podcast. Like it's just one static thing for 2 hours.
True.
And then I was seeing all these examples of how it should be. And obviously, I mean, this is not going to be some overnight thing anyway. Like I can't obviously that takes work to do. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm reading things from high level marketing firms and shit. So it's like, they have a team, obviously, of people who do that shit. But,
like editing, zoom ins and bullshit like
all
that.
All that shit. Like all that shit is why it probably doesn't get as many like eyes, because like people are also intimidated by the length.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ladies. And so when you just see that like a blanket, like when you just see it straight up, like this is a 2-hour show, and if they click through, it's the same thing pretty much for the whole time. Yeah, I was like, well, that makes sense. I'm just like learning a lot behind the behind the scenes shit.
That's a good point. I'm trying to think of like ways that we can alleviate that, because I know with Adobe, they just came out with a bunch of shit that was what's it called? Like AI shit, you know. Mm-hmm. But like not necessarily AI in the way that it's like AI art or anything like that. Like Photoshop has this new feature called generative fill, where you can just be like, hey, this section right here, and then type something like fix the mountain to look like there's not a house on it or some shit.
Yeah.
And it'll do it. And it'll give you multiple variations so that you can like get there. But at least from my experience, from the stuff that I've tried so far, it feels like it's almost just like, not necessarily a cheat code, but like just like a level booster, like almost like a COD token where you get weapon XP and then you get to your like attachments quicker, that kind of shit. Like I can get to the desired blueprint of my gun quicker by doing this if I wanted to.
I get what you mean.
Not that I do that anyway. And then with Premiere, the video editing one, there's apparently one that lines up sound waves and cuts the video so that it's like, you know, say it's like you and me talking.
Oh wait, didn't you send me like a video of this, like a TikTok?
It was a while ago though. And I can't fucking find it.
We gotta find that.
But I don't know if that's like a thing or if it was like a test of a thing. But and I also don't know if it would work too, because the way that we record our audio and video is a little bit different. So, and there's also like an annoying thing that I have to do for every episode since we record over Discord. For some reason, your camera is on like maybe like a 0.07 second delay. That's about it. Nothing crazy.
Why? I wonder how I fixed
it. It's just because of the internet. It's just latency, you know? It's nothing like there's no problem that it happens. It's just that it does.
Yeah.
So what I had to do is I line up the audios for both what I download from Twitch and what you send me. Then I have to make another video layer, marquee it so it's just your face, adjust that 7 frames over, and then that is your accurate camera every episode. Because sometimes I did it in the past where I was just like, fuck it, my mouth is close, answers 0.07 seconds away, I want to go to bed, you know, shit like that. But more recently I've just gotten it down to a system where I got to do that every fucking time. But maybe the AI can fix it.
Hopefully. At this point they got to be able to do it. But I know we talked about it before, but definitely now wanna you said you're gonna like install like the Adobe stuff on my computer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I can fuck around, because now I just kind of want to start really fucking around, like really getting in there now that I'm home a little bit more.
Hell yeah. The only thing is I think I can only have 2 computers on it at a time, so I'll have to log out of my laptop for the time.
Well, see, I don't want to fuck up shit you got going on.
Well, I don't have anything going on. The only time that I used it on my laptop was when I came over and we tried to make the green screen work. So like,
which we will be in October.
Yes. I will be I'm extremely free right now too as well. So like, even if we wanted to do a random fucking weeknight, you just be like, yo, Tuesday, and I'll just be like, yeah, I got you, I'll be there. As of this point, because it's either I'm doing that or Baldur's Gate. So that's my life right now.
Can't interrupt the gate.
Dude, I made another character. I'm doing another playthrough. And I haven't finished either of the 2 characters.
Huh?
It does. I haven't finished the game though. For like my first character that I made that was like the good guy. Like, I'm gonna do the best I can. And then fucking my bad guy that I made turned out to be kind of good, but just following a romance storyline that is the only thing I care about. And then
he's a romantic anti-hero.
Kinda, yeah. And he's stupid at the same time. Like, that's his whole gimmick. He's pretty much Tommy Wiseau if he was really fucking hot and sculpted like a fucking Adonis. But also a monk, and he can punch you really hard. So that's cool.
He had a lot going for him.
Yeah, and then I made my final character. Well, not final, because I might do another. But this one is from the Dark Urge playthrough. We'll talk about that and what we played this week. But dude, man, it was rough for like a solid 3 hours, and I cannot wait to talk about it.
Sounds interesting.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I just can't wait to make shit. Also, the Starfield videos are fucking great now because they're linked up. I'm so happy about that. Like, we're in the same exact fucking spot, so it's so much easier to like navigate everything.
We're going to make a very sharp deterrence from each other at a certain point, though.
Oh, for sure.
I already know. But that makes it funnier because then you really don't have to follow shit. You can just put up.
Not really. It's just funny, goofy bullshit, and I love these videos so much because like, while they aren't no work, they're just like, I literally used to not be able to like smoke or drink or anything while editing videos. Those are my smoking and drinking videos. Like, I'll just sit back and just watch the fucking footage. Yeah. Be like, that was kind of funny. Put a marker. That was kind of funny. Put a marker. Then when I'm done, I'll go back, chop it up a little bit. That wasn't as funny. We're just gonna forget that ever existed ever and just delete. It's just gone. It's fucking therapeutic, man. I don't know. It's fun.
That's great. That's good shit.
You'd probably be able to edit them genuinely because of how like straightforward they are. It's just
I'm starting to get a little like I like the little creative control of editing. Like I've done it on obviously a way smaller level with like the recent Save Before Quitting TikToks and the nostalgia TikToks, because I was like, because like I said, Elijah does the entire video, and I'm like, all right, well, I made us a TikTok account. He's like, yeah, I don't know how to TikTok. That's all you. I was like, well, I guess I gotta promote it.
Hey man, that's great. That sounds great for me because then that means Elijah has helped me out a little bit because I hardly post the TikTok anymore. So now you do.
And that's another thing, because now that I'm on there, I was like, all right, well, I guess I kind of got the hang of this. So then I'm just like, well, I can't just keep posting nostalgia stuff and not go to the Save Before Quitting page.
Yeah.
So then I just click in over there and I was like, well, let me go watch one of our random YouTube videos. I was like, I'll cut this up. I'll cut this
Yo,
up.
I gotta send like fucking Elijah like a thank you letter and like an edible arrangement or something. Just be like, yo, you got a handle on TikTok. I don't have to do it as much anymore, even though I wasn't in the first place because I kind of gave up on it.
I'll be trying to remind myself to like do it. I gotta like set like an alarm on my phone or something, like, yo, do TikToks, cut up videos.
I have 2 reminders on my phone per day. One when I wake up, post TikTok, and then one at like lunchtime when I'm cooking, post second TikTok. Guess who hasn't done that at all since he made the notifications on his phone?
Just like those reminders that we set up for the podcast recordings.
Yeah.
I look at those and I'm just like, yeah, no. I'm just gonna go back doing what I was doing.
Aim.
Not that I don't.
It was my suggestion too, and I do the same shit.
The crazier part is, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just like this has never had this reminder never goes off in a moment where I'm just like, oh shit, and drop everything.
Yeah. Dude, I've just always, for me, it's been like I'm like winding down for the night, so I'll have like a little bit so that I can get ready to go to sleep. And then I'll just be like too high and I'll be like, I can't do that. That's too much heavy lifting on my end, bruh. If Ant were to text me right now and say, you ready? I'd be like, uh-oh. Immediately.
Listen, the thoughts was there.
Yeah.
We still get it done every week. So what
someday
Silver Darkness,
those will be
quite
followed.
frankly, in the chat, what up? I don't want y'all think I'm ignoring y'all's presence.
Sorry, we're just having a time right now. You guys are playing Starfield right now. Man, we got to talk about Starfield in what we played this week section. I want to do a deep dive on just why do I not want to play this game?
Because you're playing other things that are more interesting. I feel like if you had nothing else to like, if you weren't in the middle of Baldur's Gate and you weren't in this Call of Duty league, I think Starfield would be much more on like I'm gonna spend my time in this game.
Yeah,
you would consider it a project at least.
It's weird too, because like I kind of had that thought towards the beginning when I was like, if I play Starfield and I get used to how the shooting mechanics work in that game, will I still like be on my A game for my like mechanics for COD and like not have like, you know, it's obviously like riding a bike, it's not anything crazy, but like in theory there will be a hindrance because my brain's going to be Starfield mode for a certain amount of time while playing, and I was like worried about it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna ruin my professional career, my 0-8 career, dude. That's the one thing we're gonna talk about.
Headshot, man. I was trying to steal a ship and you're playing Call of Duty.
Honestly, fucking no. There's one thing that fucking, I don't know why it pissed me off, but one of our post games, I think they pulled in both team captains and they were talking. I'm just listening in, and the other team captain's like, I don't know, man, that's not the gameplay of an 0-7 team. And I'm like, hey, you're right, it's an 0-8 team because we just fucking lost again, you mother.
Get it right.
I was like, fuck you, bitch. But I don't know, I made that joke in my head and then it made me mad, as if that guy said anything wrong. He said a compliment and I pissed myself off from it.
He reminded you of how bad you're doing.
I was like, well, actually your math is incorrect. Fuck, that makes me mad that your math was wrong. God damn. But I think it's time to start the show before I fucking say anything stupid.
Yeah. Well, yo, real quick, I think it was the latest one, the latest Starfield video. It's been a little bit since obviously I played it, but like I'm watching those like I wasn't the one playing it, because I totally forgot like all the dumb shit I was saying. Like me turn into what's the name of the robot? Vasco?
Yeah, Vasco, and say
he turned to Vasco like, give me a pound, dog. Just meleeing him and walking away. What the fuck was I talking about?
Dude, it was good, man. There was some good shit in there. Oh man,
I'm in a trance when I'm doing that shit. I'm just like saying things, and then when you posted videos, I'm like what the
I don't remember any of that.
Doing that thing.
The funny part is like, and we'll get into it when we get to it. I haven't touched it since because I haven't needed Here's the thing: after the next video, we're gonna need another 1 to 2 hour session that we each play.
All right.
If
that'll be
at some point.
That'll be like I'll play Starfield twice a week just to like.
Oh, that's way too much. That's way too much time. I don't need that much footage.
Honestly, yeah, like 2 sit down sessions lasted us like 3 weeks.
Yeah. And we posted more than one a week at one point too. I think we're at episode 5 or 6. I don't even know. Yeah. But yeah, time to start the show. Theme music.
Let's go.
Boop.
Level up, gamers, once again, and welcome back to Save Before Quitting. I'm Ant, and my co-host is...
I'm Chris.
That's Chris. Chris of Duty.
Chris of
Baldur's
Duty.
Chris.
I wish I was Chris of Duty, man.
Star Chris.
Not Star Chris.
Chris Field.
Chris Field.
Save letter B number 4 quitting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Titty,
bitch. Save before quitting, all the way spelled out.com. Go get that merch. Save before quitting at gmail.com. Send us an email if you're not in our Discord. Most of you aren't. What the fuck is happening? Join the Discord and you wouldn't have to send an email like it's the year 2002. I said that like emails don't get sent every day.
We should just like get an email list of random people and just start shooting out like those old threads that are like, you don't send this to 5 people, an evil little girl's gonna come out of your toilet and fucking kill you. You know, that type of shit.
No, because the internet is a weird place now, and some guy on the internet will be like, you promise?
I don't care. The email is back. Then we have content. With the 5 other people that share our channel, and it's just going to be the link to our YouTube. That's all it's going to be. Yeah. It's just going to be that.
Just go to the YouTube. Just do that.
Go to this link or else you're going to die in 3 days.
Someone's going to join our Discord and their first message is going to be like, is the little girl coming out of my toilet? And it's going to be like, it's going to be like a month later. We're going to be like, the fuck is this person talking about? What?
Oh yeah, we scared people into subbing. Shit. Right.
Damn it, that was us.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, tell that person quickly, like we don't know what we're saying on that podcast. It's just one long 2-hour stream of consciousness, and then it's a blur. And then we listen back like, oh, what the hell was that?
Pretty accurate. I don't remember what I was talking about like at the beginning of this podcast already, and it's only been 18 minutes.
Call of Duty?
Yeah, but what was the very first thing we said? Not a clue.
Patreon. We have a Patreon, so you can join that. We do extra episodes there monthly. We have to record 2 of them. Yes, we have to.
We gotta record both still
very soon. Which we will do. Now that
we'll do.
It's a little bit easier to keep up with this stuff now for me anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, we should do one night where we both do a Patreon episode and then right after it, immediately play the game that I bought for us on Steam.
Yeah, we gotta play that shit.
Yeah, because like we just gotta have that because I don't remember it enough and I'm gonna forget and it's just gonna sit in my Steam library forever.
Same. So, I was scrolling through my Steam library again last week at some point, like, man. I said it on the pod last week. Like, there's a lot of games in there. Like, that I've never touched once.
Like, look at all my stuff.
Yeah, it's just the testament to not playing. It's like, I don't play them, but they look pretty cool. And I can be proud of that. I think I said all the things.
I think that's all the things.
Go to our YouTube page. I know that's a part of Titty, but go to our YouTube page. some fun stuff over there. We got a little Starfield series going on. It's a good time.
It's a fun time. I have fun making them because they're just simple, but then they work well. Now that I have actually a good content and recordable footage of the game.
True.
So yeah.
But moving on from that, Chris, what did you play this week?
Played a few things. We'll go over those quickly and easily because they're not that special or good. Fortnite.
All right.
I've been playing. It's Fortnite. I'm kind of just at the point of autopilot in Fortnite right now. We did have a leaderboard in our other Discord that we have for D&D where it tracks our stats and shit. And one of our friends, Orla, brought in one of her friends one night, and she is very good
at Fortnite
and is at the top of our leaderboard for pretty much every single stat. Let me see if I can check the most recent numbers just for funsies, because this is a nice little update. So as of a couple hours ago, she is number 1 in eliminations, number 1 in fish caught and damage dealt.
Gotta catch.
She's a total. Let's put it this way: I have 410 kills. I do pretty all right for myself. You know, I'm pretty decent at the game.
Is this over? Wait, my bad. I missed the
over the whole season.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
No, not since you've been playing.
No, since this season started, which was maybe like month and a half ago, in that range.
Okay.
So I have 410 kills, and I'm 4th on the leaderboard. She's number 1 with 961.
Jeez. Oh.
And damage, which is even more hilarious. I'm at 100k damage. She's at 266k damage. She's kicking my ass. Mm-hmm. So I've just kind of given up on Fortnite. Because the thing with the leaderboard, I was like, you know what? Maybe I can make it to the top. That'd be pretty cool. And I almost did a couple times, but I never really got there. Mm-hmm. Now I know I'm not getting there. So I'm just playing for fun as of this point. And it's fine.
What a concept. Playing games for fun.
Like yesterday, I was literally just driving around in a car like an asshole. And then it has a drift function. So I just drove away from my team because I saw another team. And I just started drifting into a fucking team and doing donuts. And they were a bot team. So they kept casually walking towards me again.
Right.
So as they get knocked away, they walk back to me. And I'm coming back around in my fucking GTR just doing donuts. Shit. And the ass end of the car is just hitting them like a fucking ping pong paddle away until they fully die. And it was fucking fun. But I got 3 kills that game. I was just I don't care, man.
A whopping 3. But you had fun.
Yeah, it's just a fun time now. The competitive aspect of Fortnite to me was fun in the leaderboard. Now I'm just I don't care. Right. I'm never gonna be on this leaderboard in a way that's hey, that's pretty good. So that's fine. Speaking of other leaderboards that I'm never going to be on the top of, I played some more Call of Duty.
Of course.
Had another COD League game. Completely fucking choked with the sniper for the first 2 games we played. And it was bad. It was very, very bad.
Right.
I think the first game, I was okay.
It happens.
It definitely was a shit happens moment, and I just switched over to an AR, and I went on to fucking do really well, surprisingly. But yet again, not enough to make it on the leaderboard at all. The forfeits have still not won a singular game.
Forfeits need to stop living up to their name.
The shitty part is we were gonna end up having to forfeit because we didn't have enough people. Then we finally got the game rescheduled, and we came into this game with so much fucking confidence that we were we're gonna do this, and we took it to game 5 too. So if I didn't use the sniper in the beginning, it was over. We would have won that shit before it got to game 5 in my head. That's just the canon of this world that I see. So, I don't know. Maybe this week. We have another game on Thursday, which is tomorrow, I think, right?
It is tomorrow.
I don't know who we play, or even if we have enough people to play, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens. But check that out. I post that in the Discord when it goes live.
Other
other
for y'all to
than
join
that,
the Discord.
yeah, it's a fun time. The games itself, like I don't know. I have a good time going back and watching the tapes and being like, look how bad I was. I was such an idiot for peeking that corner.
I was so young.
I was so young and dumb. Now I'm so old and I should have known better.
Right. Hindsight.
Yeah. But other than that, I've been playing so much fucking Baldur's Gate, man. Like, my life has practically become wake up, do work, get my numbers up so that I'm good, leave, go to the gym, get back technically before I clock out, do a little bit of extra work, Baldur's Gate, the rest of them. That's it.
You're living the life.
It is a life. I don't know if it's the life. It's not, the most fun. Here's the thing. I'm also doing stuff. It's not that I want to take it for granted. It's one of those things where it's like, you ever have it where you're in your head, you're like, I need to relax. I need to have a relaxed day. But then your brain is like, well, no, I need to work. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this.
Yep.
And then the thought of just doing that, you don't even end up doing. Because it's just the thought of doing that is too much. So then you end up doing nothing anyway. And then you're mad at yourself for doing nothing. It's just like this vicious fucking cycle. That's this right here. And I feel like I'm doing nothing. But then I'm like, okay, but I also did shit over the weekend. I hung out with friends. Like, I did shit and I was fucking productive. So me playing Baldur's Gate for way too fucking long this week should be fine. But either way, it's too good of a fucking game. Let's just put it that way. It's not okay how good this game is because I'm putting way too many hours into it.
Is Baldur's Gate gonna be Game of the Year at the Game Awards?
I want it to be. I know it'll be nominated. I don't know if
it'll for sure be nominated.
Yeah, it'll be nominated. It is kind of an anomaly, I'll tell you that. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's going to be there, but it's going to be hard to take down. I think Tears of the Kingdom is just like, not necessarily a shoe-in, but like kind of.
It has like, I like to call that, like, as much as I do like Zelda has like, Nintendo has like this Zelda tax. Like that shit like makes, it just tops everything every time Zelda comes out. And not to say that it's good, but I feel like, to me, it's going to be between those two. But I think with the explosion of Baldur's Gate, the fact that it was kind of a sleeper hit at first, like it just exploded out of nowhere. I think just the sheer like ingenuity and surprise of it being this grand thing should make it Game of the Year. The community behind it and the following should make I think it would make a lot of sense if that won Game of the Year.
I hope it does. Here's the thing. I think it will, and I hope it does. I will be not shocked if it doesn't win. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I won't be shocked, but I'll be like,
like that was weird.
Like if there was a thing for like best RPG, well, no, because in best RPG could also be Baldur's Gate.
I feel like Baldur's Gate might be sweeping in certain areas. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to shit on Tears of the Kingdom just because I'm not good at it. But like, if you think about it, like just as a game, it's not the most like fucking revolutionary game in the world. It's not super complex. It's an okay story. The real fun is like doing the wacky bullshit that you can do in a sandbox as of this point. At least for me, I feel like the Zelda story is just like wishy-washy bullshit where they're like, well, no, because this timeline, and no, because this and that, and it's too much. It's too much bullshit.
We don't speak ill of the timeline.
Timelines. There's 3. I know this. And it's stupid.
No, it's not.
It's dumb and stupid.
Listen, let's stick to the conversation, okay?
That's my bad take of the pod.
Before I have to break out my Zelda scroll and be like, actually, if you follow it, I don't want to be that guy.
It's fine. I just feel like the thing with Baldur's Gate 3 is that I think it is the game of the year. Like, they took the time, they perfected it to be what it is when they launched it. Then, on top of that, even if it did have bugs, they were working on it the whole time through. The fucking
And
team is amazing behind it.
and
Like,
I'm objective because it's not like I'm playing Baldur's Gate,
oh yeah,
but
you're not playing Tears of the
can,
Kingdom either. Technically,
huh?
you're
What?
not really playing Tears of the Kingdom either. Technically,
I mean, I played a good amount of Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't played into the story, but I played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom.
you see what I was saying?
I just started getting into the story. But what was I about to say? But objectively, I can see the impact. And I think you'd have to just be like closed-minded to not at least admit that the impact of this game is huge. So it has to be, it's gonna be between the two.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think if Baldur's Gate wins, like I'm not mad. Like I'm just like, yeah, I see why if it wins.
I don't know. I kind of would be mad if Tears of the Kingdom. I'm thinking about this now. I would be kind of like, really? Is it though? Like that's what I'm gonna sound like while we're live, because we do them live. #app.
Yeah, we do.
So
we do that shit.
Yeah, we'll do that when that comes. But yeah, man, Baldur's Gate's just so much fun. I started my 3rd playthrough. This playthrough that I chose, if you remember when we made your character, you know how like before we built it, there was all the characters that you could encounter in the game pretty much below it. You can pretty much choose their stories and play them if you'd like. So technically there's like 8 or 9 different storylines you could choose from as your background entirely, or just be some guy. One of them goes by the name of the Dark Urge, which pretty much just means you have this little voice in the back of your head that's like very, very murderous. And you don't remember what happened and how you got on that Nautiloid. And you don't remember anything that happened before you got on the Nautiloid as well. You just know that it's the ship that you were on. Okay. Yeah, we did the playthrough on it. And on our Patreon, #app.
I forgot that was the name of the ship. Got it.
But fucking like, just to say how like different of a playthrough it was, like I walked up to the portal where the hand comes out and the guy's like, hey, can I get a hand? And it's one of your party members eventually. And the thought that it gave me for the Dark Urge was, that's a pretty hand. I kind of want it. And then it proceeded to have me grab his hand and start hacking his arm off.
Oh shit. And
I have that player character's arm in my inventory. And I don't have that player character anymore.
If you were someone else who didn't have this thing in the back of their head, that wouldn't have happened.
No, that didn't even prompt me, because the other 2 characters that I have, both of them still have that guy from the beginning. And I didn't even get that as an option. But with the Dark Urge, it gives you like that extra little bit. Yeah. And I was kind of like not feeling it. So I was like, there was some stuff that was a bit much for me. And I was like, this is a bit harsh. And then out of nowhere, a couple's dialogue options started showing up after I was doing the most atrocious things ever. And I could start fighting against it and be like, that's not me. That's whoever I was before the Nautiloid. I don't remember that shit. That's not me. I'm me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. So that's how the playthrough has now converted into that. And it is so much fun because I still have the options of the thought and they're still there, but I get to fight it and roll against it.
That's dope. Like, there's so much that went into, like, that just lends itself to the conversation we had before this, because I feel like so much went into that game to build those very specific mechanics.
Yeah, literally everything you do matters. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
God, so much.
That's fire. That's dope.
Yeah. The funny part too is like, I want to do another playthrough as well, just because I want to go the route of like becoming a mind flayer, because you can do that at a certain point. And like, that kind of be fun, like going the whole story as whatever character I make, and then just be like, no, I'm gonna be a squid dude.
There you go.
So
squid dude for the win.
I don't know, but I love this game. It's probably it is my game of the year, hands down.
So you're calling that before Spider-Man comes out?
Here's the thing. No matter how good Spider-Man is, and I will never doubt that it's going to be a phenomenal game, Baldur's Gate is a better game, objectively, because there's so much more to it. Spider-Man is
it more to it, or is it better, or is it just more to it? There's games with a million mechanics that aren't good games.
True, but this one has those million mechanics and does it well. For kind of one of the first times that I've seen. It doesn't do it perfectly, but it does it well, where I'm kind of like, oh shit, at some of the stuff that you can do in the game, and that they're prepared for you to do. Like, there's one moment in the game where you need to help out these gnomes that are pretty much slave workers and are trying to break through a wall because it collapsed. And I'm like, okay, so what do you guys need to like get this sorted so then we can take out them once we get that guy out of here? And they're like, go get some explosives from this chick. And in my first playthrough, I just went up to her and I talked to her. And after persuasion, she gave me what I needed. My second playthrough, though, I went up to her and there was a fucking giant jar next to her that she was using to like threaten me in my first playthrough. Like, I'll blow us all sky high right now. So I made one of my characters invisible, snuck up behind her before the conversation started, took the jar, put it in my inventory like, bitch, what are you gonna do now? So she threatens me, I'm gonna blow us all sky high. Goes to like light it. It's not there.
It's not there. Yeah.
And she's like, what's going on here? And it led to a whole different thing.
I can see why that's kind of ridiculous. That's kind of nuts.
Compared to, like, no, not to degrade it, but compared to Spider-Man, where, like, it is a track. You are on a track no matter what you are doing. They're taking you down this track that is singular. There's no other options for you. You either
saw the news come out that they said this one, even though it's bigger, I guess, they said the time to beat is like the first Spider-Man game.
Yeah, which is crazy to me, but here we are.
Bigger
isn't always longer.
Ladies. I wish this is way too much work, but I wish we could go back and find every ladies moment and cut all that shit up. It's like,
we need an intern. Anybody want to be an intern for us?
Anybody want to go back, listen to 143 episodes, find all those?
Just when we say one word.
Yeah, exactly. But
you can skip about 20 to 30 of them, so you're good.
Yeah, the first 30, I don't even care if they're in those. After that, sure. What was I about to say?
I have no idea.
Fuck, it was about the whole Baldur's Gate Spider-Man thing, and I lost my complete train of thought.
Big, long. I was trying to trigger thoughts of the previous conversation. Didn't work. I don't know, man. The game's good. I can't say much more than that. Like, everyone should play this fucking game. And I know not everyone will, but everyone should play this fucking game.
Listen, that hour I played with you was pretty good.
Listen, man. Me and Lazel.
I just don't have that game doesn't fit into my life right now. Like, it was no way I'd be able to see even a third of the things in that game.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. Does that game keep track of the previous runs you've gone through it? Like, will you starting a new game as a new character, will the game keep in mind everything you did in the previous character's game and change things in this game on purpose? Or it's strictly based off of who you are, where you go, what path you take?
The second one. Okay. Because you can... It's the same story from the start. Like, it's pretty much... like, it's like creating a new universe, I guess you would say. If you were creating a new character, it's like, this is the same thing, but with this person instead.
Okay.
If that it's just a video game, that situation, I guess. I don't know. But fucking, it's mainly based on, like, the path you take. You'll get a different game every single time. Because even if you go on the exact same path that you go, there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to successfully do the exact same stuff that you did. Unless you're, like, saving the game religiously, and every single time the game asks you to roll for something, like if you want to make a conversation go a certain way and you have to persuade someone, say you fail that roll, if you were to save before you rolled the dice, you could then load that save and then roll it again until you successfully do it. But for me, what I do is I normally just be like, oh, that's what I fucking rolled, and now I have to deal with the consequences of what happened.
Okay. All right.
If I fail or something like that. So it's never guaranteed the same story. And then with each different background, you get different stuff too. So like you get different voice lines and dialogue options for being I'm a paladin in the Dark Urge one. So like I'm very much like, I have an oath that I have to protect and shit. But then I broke my oath by accident by killing some random innocent people. And then this knight showed up in my camp that was like, you broke your oath, now you're a paladin of the oath breakers or some shit. And I'm like, what's that mean? And now I have a bunch of cool dead people spells just because I accidentally broke my oath. So I don't know, it's fucking cool.
That's
man.
pretty cool. Yeah.
But I think it's time. Get to the news.
Let's get to the news, yo. Mad news, fam.
Umper.
Look at that ass.
Look at that ass. Welcome to Save Before Quitting News, as always, sponsored by our Patreon. Go to our Patreon's cheapest shit. We give you 2 extra episodes a month of us just shooting the shit. So go do that. It's fun. It's great. I'm going to start posting a video there weekly soon where I play Wingspan Extremely Inebriated and try to beat the hardest bots. I decided I'm going to do it because it takes no effort to do. So I might as well fucking do it. So
good reason to be doing it.
Yeah. It's like, this is the lowest effort content I can do, but it's also could be extremely fucking funny. Why am I not doing it? I'm stupid. News. Starting off the news this week, we have a shit ton, so we might zoom past a couple. But one of them that was pretty cool that was posted last Friday by Jabrath, that Bill Willingham, the creator of the beloved comic series Fables, which if you aren't familiar, it's the Wolf Among Us universe, has released the franchise into the public domain. As the new owner, you have rights to create Fables and the Wolf Among Us movies, cartoons, books, and more. So anybody in the world, you, me, anybody listening to this can make officially like licensed Fables, Wolf Among Us stuff and just release it and sell it. So fucking cool. The artist I think was working with like some people to make stuff with it, obviously, and they were becoming very hard to work with. So he said, "You know what? Fuck you. It's free for everyone now." So pretty cool to be in a position to be able to do that. In my mind, like as an artist, like that's kind of like sticking it to the man on a level that I never could have ever thought of. You know?
Yeah.
But I think it's fucking slick. So
I think so.
What do we got next, Dan? We got a lot of words.
Well, as most know by now, the Spider-Man 2, the previews have come out. Like a lot of outlets have gotten opportunities to play the game. They've gotten some new information or updated information on the game. And these are the things they found out in all their preview plays. This game there is a 30, 40, and 60 frame per second mode, all with ray tracing and 120 hertz with VR support. Much more destructible interactivity with the environment. Over 65 spider suits to choose from, comics, films, and original designs. Some quests will be story specific to either Peter Parker or Miles Morales. Map nearly double the size compared to the first game with Queens and Brooklyn. Points of interest represented by more immersive visual cues out of the open world that grab your attention. Peter's mechanized spider arms will be available by default now for story reasons. Web grabber abilities fires webs in all directions and grabs enemies and anything else to pull them in for a powerful, just say AOE attack.
Attack on everyone.
Thank you. Sewer drain cover, for example, launch into the group like a missile. Okay, I understand that. Symbiote's L3R3 Symbiote Surge is a savage grab and slam special attack. Peter's symbiote black suit is hypersensitive to sound felt through the dual sense. That's dope. On top of dodging, parrying attacks is now an option with L1. The game is darker themed, but there are tons of humor and funny remarks throughout. I think there was one more I saw recently where it's like, if whatever Spider-Man you are, if you swing through the cities, depending on where you are, you can see the other Spider-Man doing shit.
We called that.
Oh yeah, we did. I forgot we did.
We called that.
That's pretty
on
good.
An episode we don't remember.
Yeah, we'll never know. We'll never figure that out.
Interns, we're hiring. You get the crust from my sandwiches. Also, another thing, CLD posted it later on, but we'll just cover it here now because we're here. The suits will take damage now throughout your missions.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have like progressive damage on each suit, and then it will reset once the mission is over, or like if it's a crime or something. I guess I'm curious how it's gonna go for that. So I feel like it should stay the same if you're just doing like crimes and shit, you know, casually. Like through the city, like, oh, this is a stolen car and a mic is taken and my purse or some shit. Like,
remember the balloon?
You know,
Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2 on PS2.
Yeah, I remember.
Gotta get the balloon.
Dude, the fucking QuickTime event when like he goes to jump and lands face first if you don't do it, and then the woman's face is like, "Oh God!" and then
that was Spider-Man 3 on PS3.
Yeah,
that game had some of the most unhinged QuickTime events ever.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited for this shit. I love that they gave Peter Spartan range. That's pretty cool. And I like how they're saying story reasons for the mechanized arms. I'm pretty sure it just is because, in theory, late game, when you can switch between symbiote and regular on the fly, I'm assuming that's what we're gonna do, Web of Shadows style.
I'm assuming.
When you have the symbiote suit, you have the tendrils on your back. So at a certain point, you will be able to switch back and forth, and they want you to have the same-ish abilities in my mind. So it's like they don't want to take away the fucking 4 arms. That'd be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they just have it default now because you'll have them both at a certain point. Even if it was story themed, I think it's more game mechanic reasons, but that's just
consistency.
Yeah, just having some consistency, and to the point where like you're not exclusively using the black suit for Peter. At you want to switch back and forth.
You want
that's the point. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this game. Give me it now. I wanted it.
Word, son. Where we going? All right, past the Spider-Man shit. Would that be September 17th?
I believe it would be if it's the same thing I'm looking at. That's not good.
Right. Apparently, the Nintendo Switch version of Mortal Kombat 1
exists.
Is pointless and scary and ridiculous looking.
This looks bad, dude.
Why did they put it on Switch? You didn't need to do that. It doesn't have to be there.
It looks like Injustice 1.
It looks worse.
That's you know what? It looks like Injustice 1's mobile app. That's what it looks like.
That. Ed Boon came out. For those who don't know, the creator of Mortal Kombat, he came out and said him and NetherRealm promised to fix the Nintendo Switch version. Like what? And do what?
There's nothing they can do. I don't think. Not on this Switch.
I get I said, why'd you put it on the Switch? I get why a company would put it on the Switch because of the huge install base of the Switch.
Yeah.
But it's like, but at what cost? Like, look at this shit.
It's pretty bad. Definitely head to our Discord to check this out because it's horrendous.
If you're going to put it on the Switch, then at that point, I'd be like, well, just don't make it $60-$70, however much it is. Like, make the Switch version like $40.
Dude, the fact that it costs $70 is insane to me.
Big time.
God damn. I guess next up in the news, Unity. Past couple weeks, there's been, I forget what the game company was off the top of my head, but a company pulled their game off of Unity's game engines. They're trying to rework it.
Who made
Slay the Spire? Right. Forget their name, but they pretty much said they said "fuck you" blatantly to Unity, and said they're reworking their games so they can work in different engines because of their stupid policy. And now Unity has come out saying, quote, "We have heard you. We apologize for the confusion and angst the runtime fee policy we announced on Tuesday caused. We are listening, talking to our team members, community, and customers and partners, and will be making changes to the policy. We will share an update in a couple of days. Thank you for your honest and critical feedback." And then in a follow-up tweet, I'm assuming every single time Ant gets a tweet, there's always one tweet followed up by it because it's important.
At this point, I always keep it in there now. I always look for
this is the most consistent thing about the podcast is that Ant will always get the subtweet along with the main tweet. That's goofy. So Direct Feed Games tweeted below it, "Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft send you emails telling you to fuck off? ? So, yeah. I do love how they said angst in there, as if they're like, "Oh yeah, we see you, you angsty little bitches thinking you're better than us."
Of course. You already knew what that was about. I saw that tweet there and I was like, well, gotta grab that, of course.
Yeah, you have to. Goddamn. Well, we'll see what they have. I don't think they came out with anything yet.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah. This was, what, 3 days ago? So...
Yep.
They said in a couple of days, so they're already past a couple. Now they're at a thruple. They better fucking start moving.
They better do something.
Next. What we got next?
Scott Pilgrim creator on why he changed the story for the Netflix adaptation. I looked it up already. He says I wrote this stuff almost 20 years ago. O'Malley stated. "I couldn't go back and write it word for word. I kept thinking I have to tell the story of Scott Pilgrim in a world where the story of Scott Pilgrim has already been told and people know it. I had to kind of splash a new coat of paint on it and fuck around with it."
Interesting.
I ain't mad at it. I've seen Scott Pilgrim so many times that like, all right, I'll see a different iteration of it.
Yeah, sure.
Even if it's light, I'm not mad at that.
I'm curious what changes to the story he made, or if it was just like a dialogue situation where like they just switched up how people would say shit. I don't know. I'm interested. Yeah. I'll watch it no matter what. I'll tell you what. But in not so good news, Ascendant Studio, known for Immortals of Avium, that just recently came out, and it got pretty okay reviews. Nothing terrible, but nothing special, I would say. Like, it was one of those things where like, this is a game. Maybe I'll get to it one day. But they laid off nearly half of their staff after release. So it was 40 plus staff according to this, and it was due to poor sales were cited for the layoffs, which sucks.
45% of their team, I'm reading here.
That's insane. Yeah. But I don't think it looks like a bad game at all. When I first saw it, I wasn't interested, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not like, I want to play this game and get it, and do all the fucking bullshit. But like, it just looked busy on the screen. You know what I mean? Like, it was just too much happening.
That's the problem. I remember us seeing this trailer and being like, this looks like an everything game. Like, it's doing a lot of stuff at once. And it didn't look like it had like a clear direction, if that's for lack of a better term. Like, it didn't look bad, but it didn't look like I couldn't easily digest the game through what I was seeing. Yeah. And when you do that to the consumer, I guess, like, you look at it, it's like, well, I'm indifferent now. Like, I don't know what it's doing, so I have no interest enough. And it doesn't translate to sales. So I'm sure because it didn't get bad reviews, but at the same time, if people don't know what they're buying, then they're just going to default to the things they already love. And I think this game was a victim of that. Like, it was just like, well, it's good, but I have no strong feelings towards it, so no one spent their money on it.
For sure. I think it was also like in a period of time where like we were getting a decent amount of games coming out too. Like we were in one of those little spurts of like, here's a game. Like I think Final Fantasy 16 came out around the same time as this, if I remember correctly, and I was like, that's not going to be good for them. And I highly doubt Final Fantasy 16 got like the amount of sales that they expected either too, just because of how much shit was also coming out. But yeah, man, sad to see. But I hope to play it one day, just even if it's like a demo or something. Maybe the demo will sell me if they had one out. I don't know.
I don't know either. 2023, man, you kind of had to like, if you wasn't coming with like a haymaker in 2023, you were going to get swallowed up. This year continues to be like ridiculous with bangers. Like even with, and we'll get to it, but the, Phantom Liberty reviews came out, and now everyone's gonna run back to that. It's like, and it's just 9s and 10s. This year has been ridiculous with good games. Yeah. No matter what you're into, there was something for you. Multiple.
That's gonna be even more shitty. I'm gonna start a new fucking Cyberpunk playthrough literally before I play any more Starfield.
I'm a little bit more interested in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, like it's the shitty part, man. I don't know.
Now that it's the game that it was supposed to be.
Also, if we do we should do a Cyberpunk clip.
Fuck, yeah, we have to. Yeah, we said it.
That would actually be good though, because
it's my first time.
I've played it 3 times total. My third playthrough isn't finished yet, but I'm gonna restart it from the beginning. That'd be kind of sick. That'd be that. All right, we should do that.
That's our next series.
We could even do it at the same time. That's the beauty of it.
True.
Like, it's just, instead of doing 2 recording days of Starfield, one of Starfield, one of Cyberpunk.
That's not bad.
Just an hour-long recording. We're set for 3 to 4 weeks for each of those, so that's 6 weeks total. Damn.
Just content out the ass.
Damn. But,
you're gonna be like, okay, we do this. You're just doing everything in Cyberpunk, and I'm the one like, all right, I'm like just trying to find my way,
picking up every dildo on the ground that you see.
I'm encumbered by dicks. What do I do?
Can happen.
Can't make that the title.
Encumbered. Can you make it heavily encumbered?
I had to find a really creative way to title that. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out.
Shorts are falling. I'm encumbered. And let's stop making dick jokes. Tell me about this next story that is the best thing ever, maybe.
All right. Titanfall 2 has received a mysterious new game mode titled ? The description is, your rockets will blow out the sun. Wow, it's a really random thing. A reference to the movie 300. Fans have been speculating that Respawn is teasing something after a mysterious Nessie transmission was found written in Apex Legends patch notes. TF2 was also recently updated for the first time in years. Gotta love Titanfall 2. Apparently, the Nessie transmission translates to the release dates of Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2, and Apex Legends. October 26th is the 7th anniversary of Titanfall 2 and also coincides with the next season of Apex Legends on October 31st. And this tweeter commented, if this is Titanfall 3, I'll lose my mind.
Are we getting Titanfall 3?
I don't know, man. I want to. I kind of feel like the gift that CLD put up. Like, don't give me hope. Because
here's the thing, though. At some point, we will. Like, we have to at some point. It's not like Half-Life 3. It's not that mean.
No.
We will get a Titanfall 3 at some point. It's just whether or not is it going to be soon.
Is it going to be Titanfall 3, or are they just going to put some kind of Titan crossover in Apex Legends because they said it coincides with the next season of Apex.
I mean, here's the thing. I've been waiting for them to put Titans in Apex for so long. Like it's going to be an overpowered item, obviously, but here's the thing. I haven't played Apex in probably 10, 12 seasons, maybe. Probably
that
more.
Make you pick it back up?
If they put more Titanfall, like, direct stuff into the game, like, obviously there's one character in there that's from, like, back when I used to play, they referenced Titanfall 2 multiple times. Yeah. But, like, now, if they were to, like, put Titan in there, or just, like, add a new, like, fucking legend, and it's just Titanfall pilot, and you're just playing the character from Titanfall 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, his ultimate is he calls in the fucking mech, and then his one ability is throwing a grenade, the other ability is throwing a stun grenade, because that's all he did in Titanfall 2. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Just do that. And put him in Apex, and I'll play the game again. Maybe.
Man.
I might switch to PC if I did do that. The kingly snipes over on Apex now that I'm that now.
Kingly snipes.
But, yeah, man. Titanfall 3. Back to bad news. I feel like I'm getting all the bad ones this week in the rotation. It's crazy. I also posted this, ironically. So Marvel's Avengers, a game that we all have seen.
Well, experienced in some way, shape, or form.
Sure, experience is a word. It's 90% off right now. But it is also 90% off, and the deal ends September 30th, which is the day that the game is disappearing forever.
Like that. Go play it now.
So,
you have 10 days.
Here's the thing. While it will no longer be for sale on the online stores or anything like that, it will remain playable for owners largely as it is today. That means, I believe, that they are not going to have the servers open, so you could technically only play the single player. Mm-hmm. That being said, this is a good deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think the story in this game is all that terrible. And for 90% off, to just have a single player game that's Marvel-ish, you know, with pretty decent performances and all right gameplay, I don't think that's a terrible deal. While it's funny, I don't think it's a terrible deal.
Right.
So, go pick it up for 3 schmegs. I don't know.
Good old schmegs. Schmegging it up.
Smoking a pancake. That's all you gotta pay.
Smoking a pancake.
But yeah, that's all I got. What's up next, man? Good, more good shit.
Not for Microsoft.
But for us.
This is a very convoluted and long. All right, so
it's a lot.
The FTC has leaked documents from Microsoft and Bethesda that have confirmed the following: a Red Dead Redemption 2 for next gen is planned. I don't know if that means like this gen. I guess it couldn't mean that. I mean, it says next.
Well, these
gen,
are from years ago.
So then now, these consoles. So we're gonna get a Red Dead Redemption 2 remaster is coming.
I want that.
Xbox Series X discless refresh design, which, I mean, that's not a surprising thing. New Xbox controller with haptic feedback, so you get a Xbox DualSense coming. Bethesda's pre-acquisition release schedule, which expected the Elder Scrolls 6 to release only 2 years after Starfield. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's gonna get pushed back. These are from 2020, by the way.
Yeah.
All these leaks. Fallout 3 and Oblivion remasters are in development. A new Doom game is coming. Dishonored 3, Ghostwire Tokyo sequel, Starfield expansion, Shattered Space is what it's called. There was something else.
They also wanted to buy Nintendo or something.
Yeah, hold on, let me get back to that. Then okay, there was
A little bit farther
also
down.
yeah. They're apparently on their docket for upcoming devices. There's a handheld on here. I don't know if that's a proprietary like Xbox handheld or not. There's no details behind it. Internal Microsoft email from Xbox chief Phil Spencer discussing Nintendo as a potential acquisition target and Warner Brothers. I'm not gonna read all of it, but it goes on to pretty much say they're pretty much trying to play the long game with Nintendo and put them in a position where it would behoove them to sell to Microsoft. People have come out since this has been leaked saying that's not really the intent of this letter, and it was a more so thing of like they'd love to do it, but it was like one of those obviously this isn't going to happen type things,
like dream scenario miracle type bullshit.
And you can't you can't give the internet anything because they're going to run with it. Oh, they're just trying to fucking buy Nintendo. And I could have that's why I put Nintendo will never do that shit. Like this is obviously, I think Phil Spencer would know that too. Yeah, if they had that much trouble with Activision Blizzard, do you think they're just gonna walk in and buy Nintendo? Do you know how ridiculous like that would be the biggest thing to happen in gaming since gaming? They bought someone buy Nintendo, and if I'm Nintendo, I'd laugh them out of the office. I'm like, we're doing just fine. They're never hurting for sales on consoles or games. We're doing better.
The funny part is like, I wouldn't even picture them as the company that would buy Nintendo. You know, like if Nintendo was selling, like the first thing that comes to mind would be Disney. That's the first one. Mm-hmm. Just because, you know, the mouse needs to own everything. It fucking owns a piece of WWE now, for fuck's sake. Technically. But fucking like they just want to own everything, so it makes sense. Secondary would be like Universal, like obviously like Universal and all like the fucking Warner Brothers people and whatnot. But then other than that, like I could never see Sony purchasing them.
I can't see Sony either. Even though
Microsoft's even less than that, I could never see Sony doing it. So it's like
Sony can't afford them. That's number one.
Yeah.
But at least they'd be a Japanese company, because I can't see Nintendo selling to an American company. I mean, crazier shit has happened, but I can't see Nintendo all of a sudden being owned by American ass $ Microsoft. That would be crazy as shit though. You get fucking free this month on Game Pass, and it's a bunch of Zelda and Mario's.
Just wait till the next Nintendo Direct, and instead of snapping, they're just popping a beer cap. Here's what's next here, Nintendo. Splatoon 6. We're using real guns this time.
Yeah, pretty much. I also can't imagine Nintendo Direct, but like the color theme is now like green instead of red. I'm like, this looks evil.
Like Starbucks.
Yeah, right. But
man,
there's a lot of those like little leaks and everything. I like Phil Spencer did come out and make a statement. Let me get to that. Spencer. He said, "We've seen the conversation around old emails and documents. It is hard to see our team's work shared in this way because so much has changed and there's so much to be excited about right now and in the future. We will share the real plans when we are ready." That's all he said. I don't know. I'm sure they internally shit themselves over there at Microsoft. But again, that was from 3 years ago. So I mean, things can change. I'm sure they've seen what happened in the last 3 years, and at least some of that information, those things are getting pushed back or not happening or changing.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Red Dead 2 is not actually going to happen.
But see, I can see that happening. They remastered literally everything else. Rockstar.
They did, but I don't know. I could see that not happening for like another 3-4 years. Like it'll happen eventually, just not anytime soon.
Something
like if
else
that was gonna be probably maybe 2022 if COVID didn't happen. Maybe.
True, I can see it. Yeah. They also like something else that was said in some of these leaks was that they plan for the next Xbox in 2028. And that makes sense timeline wise. Like this I could definitely see this generation going for another 5 years. Especially since they're just starting to make, we always say it, they're just starting to make games for this generation, like now.
Yeah.
Where they're not
I just hope
a PS4
Sony does the same thing.
Huh?
I just want Sony to do the same thing and not make a PS5 until like 2030 or PS6 rather.
Yeah. There's no need.
No need. Y'all ain't done shit yet.
Right. They believe in generations, Chris.
No, they don't. I'm gonna believe in the generations that go past while we're all still playing PS5. It's gonna be the GTA 5 of fucking Sony.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's what it needs to be right now.
For sure. Next up in the news, I think it's the Percy Jackson trailer that got posted. If you'd like to go watch it, I think it looks cool as shit. I can't wait. Also, Onimusha. I did not watch this. This is a game, apparently.
Yes, Onimusha is a game, and it's getting a Netflix series. Onimusha was a game on PS2. It was kind of Resident Evil-esque, but it was non-horror and like feudal Japan type stuff.
Okay.
By like Resident Evil, I mean like it was made by Capcom, who made Resident Evil, and like the controls were like Resident Evil.
Interesting. All right, dope. Some cool shows coming to you soon. And then I guess this is one of the last ones that I think we have. Cyberpunk. Good.
Cyberpunk is
very,
good.
very good.
Phantom Liberty. Got amazing reviews across the board.
Let me read this IGN review out loud to see if it sounds stupid or not. Did you see the donkey video where he makes fun of the reviews and shit?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. All right. So between a more sophisticated level of storytelling with excellent performances, smarter insights on the cyberpunk genre and its dystopian themes, and landing on top of a much improved gameplay experience thanks to its fresh 2.0 update, Phantom Liberty marks a new chapter for Cyberpunk 2077 and is finally close to what I'd hoped it would be when I first sat down to play it 3 years ago. From whoever this person is. From IGN.
I mean, that seems to be the consensus.
Oh yeah.
I'm
really excited.
I went on Twitter and everybody's like echoing that same exact sentiment. Like, this is it. This is the cyberpunk that we were promised. It's fantastic. It's amazing. Like, I've seen nobody give any kind of negative criticism as of yet.
I'm excited to play this again. It's going to be funny because I think it comes out literally this weekend, I believe.
September 26th.
Yeah, so this weekend.
No, it's next week.
Is it?
Today is the 20th.
Oh, so it's Tuesday next week.
Tuesday.
Why do they do that on fucking release it on a Friday, dude? It's so dumb to do it on a Tuesday. Fucking stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna be playing that shit. So keep your go follow our Twitch. I want to play it on Twitch, motherfuckers. I want to play it on Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create a new character. We'll pick my vulva. I'm gonna make a female character again. I'm gonna replay my character. Hell yeah. I'm fucking excited, man.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I can stop playing Baldur's Gate for a little bit.
We'll see.
Yeah. We got a few more stories here before we head out. Next up, Mortal Kombat's also good.
Yep. Everything's good this year.
Did you get this?
No. I want to, but honestly, it's just like at some point I have to play all these things.
True.
and we just talked about, I was not planning for Cyberpunk to be knocking out the park like that, so I have to at least delve into that. We got Spider-Man. There's too many things. There's too many things. You know what? I'll probably get Mortal Kombat 1 because I think it's 70 right now. I'll get it maybe Black Friday, or maybe it's like 50 or something like that.
Ooh. Big savings.
Yeah, that's cheap now. That's a cheap game nowadays.
I feel you. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't plan on playing it anytime soon, just because I'm not good at those games. If it was Injustice, we'd have a different story, and I'd already be beating it probably by now. But yeah, pretty cool. What we got next?
Why did Robbie put the Cowabunga collection here? Is it on sale?
It might be.
I'm trying to.
It looks like it might be.
It's 40% off.
Yeah, 40% off.
It's 40% off. So if you want
pretty good
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection, it is $23.99, down from $39.99. Word.
Hell yeah. Also, CLD posted this. Spawn. It's coming to Call of Duty. I am
of night.
So I fucking Spawn is so good, dude. I'm gonna get it.
Spawn's the man.
Did you see the one that I posted that's a real skin?
Yes.
It's real. It's $25.
Just for that skin?
For that skin, the gun that it comes with, and a couple extra weed paraphernalia. It's literally Weed Man. Like, he's got weed all over him, and it's bad. It's stupid.
That's why I said, like, so Call of Duty's just Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's Fort of Duty.
Except for they got Nicki Minaj and 21 Savage running around with Homelander.
Because why not? Why not?
Time, man. And then the last story we got here, Horizon Forbidden West Seeds of Rebellion was officially announced. It's a prequel, looks like, set prior to Aloy's arrival.
It's a tabletop board game.
Interesting. Obviously, Lucia posted that. That makes sense.
When he first put it up, I was like, is this another DLC? Like, oh shit. And then I read, I was like, oh, it's a board game.
Yeah, TTRPGs. Get ready for PAX East. Unplugged.
You already know how we do when we go there.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd love to make another PAX Unplugged video, but I feel like getting you there on a weekend would be abysmal, because it's not even amazing to go in there for like a non-TTRPG person.
It was fun. I had fun with you guys.
Yeah. I will say the after part was fun. I liked going to the bar. That was fun.
That was
a good ass time.
Official restaurant of Save Before Quitting.
That, and then the bar that CLD took us to, that he was friends with the owner. We got did we get like fucking free green t-shots too or some shit?
Something like that.
His dad is friends with the owner.
I want to say that's what it was, but I'm sure he'll hear this and promptly jump into the Discord to let us know exactly what it was.
For sure. It was fun though. It was a good ass time there.
That's his spot.
Hell yeah. Well, I think that's all we got for this week, news-wise. Kind of steamrolled through that a little bit.
But we do have a pod question.
We do have a pod question. Let me switch back to regular pod. Barley. Yeah, Frankie even knows. Look at that. Yeah. It's a good spot.
For sure.
What is this pod question? What we got going on?
Uniguff. Our good friend Uniguff says, do you think game reviews should be locked into using the same base when rating a game? So like X out of 10 or X out of 5, a 3 out of 5 and a 6 out of 10 feels like vastly different ratings, even though they're both technically the same.
I will say it does get a little bit annoying. Like, I mean, you can look at it from in the news section for both Mortal Kombat and fucking Cyberpunk. Like, it doesn't make sense to me why people choose to have fives and why people choose to have tens. Like, unless it's something that like we don't know about, like maybe like the 5 out of 10 is reserved for like not official companies where it's like they're not like, I don't know, like a claim. And then when you're like a big company that's like a big deal, like that's when you get the 10. I don't know. Like it is weird. And then there's even Screen Rant who does out of 100, and Hobby Consolus, whoever the fuck that is. But I don't know, man. It's weird to me. It does feel different. I agree with like the 3 out of 5 to 6 out of 10 comparison. It feels like it's different, even though it's exactly the exact. It's math. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man.
It makes it feel different though, because a 6 to me feels like
yeah,
I'm kind of not leaning towards this, but a 3 out of 5 is just, it's like, all right, man, it's right there. It's good enough.
I don't know. If you preferred one of the two, which one would you prefer? For me, it'd be 10. I think
10 for sure. But then it's like, because then you get into like whole numbers out of 10, or do you incorporate halves? And then like weird companies like what is this? Area Jugones has like 9.2 out of 10. It's like, well, what is that?
So for shit like that, I think that's a bit much. Like the 0.2 is, I think the point like 5 is fine because it gives you like a nice in between. But fucking like out of 10 is just such a far superior thing, because like I think anything above a 7 should just be considered like, okay, you should probably play this game. Or, you know, like 7 out of 10, this is a game that you'd probably have a good time with.
Yeah.
Anything below that, I want to do more research. If it's a fucking 4 or below, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Right.
Like, as opposed to 1 to 5, like I'll play a 2 out of 5, you know, because like it can't be that bad, right?
Let's see. I was gonna go like I'll play a 3 out of 5. I think after 3, I'm just like, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah, it would be nice if it was consistent, but it's one of those things where I also don't put a huge amount of stock into the specifics of their numbers. Like, because each one of these, while it's just a number when we post like the list of them, each one of them comes with like a really fucking like long written thesis about some shit, and like a fucking website splash page to get you there to talk about the game too. But all we're seeing is the numbers. So when I see shit like this, all I'm seeing is that overall the game is good. That's all I can tell from this. And then other than that, if it's like bad scores, like lower, like below 5 or anything like that, or 2 out of 5s and shit, I'm like, okay, overall bad game. If it's mixed, I'm so confused because it does not make sense to me. Because that's another thing. It's like all these reviews are subjective, and then like you'll get a game and it's got like fucking 9 out of 10, sometimes even a 10 out of 10, and then there's one fucking asshole that's just like, I hated this game because I could not invert my controls or some shit like that. You know,
or some stupid thing. And at that point, you're getting way too into the weeds. It's like, what are we doing?
Exactly. But I do wish that it was just the 10 as the rating system, unless there's like a specific company that does it for a specific reason and it makes sense why they do it. Other than that, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, when I see the reviews are good, I'm just like, oh, the reviews are good, and then that's all of my thought behind it. There's nothing further in like, I wonder what video game critic really thinks. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't give a fuck what well played Attack of the Fanboy, Press Start, Area Jagonis, and Video Gamer care about. I don't care. As long as it's up there, I know that I can put some time into it, and if I don't like it, it's on me. As opposed to like this.
It says something with the lesser known outlets and the mostly known outlets, that their ratings are consistent. It says a lot, because if it was all over the place, like, well, now I don't know what to think. But then when they're all amazing, it's like, well, across the board, even like someone who's lesser known is still like, no, this game's good. Like you gotta believe, you have to believe that game is good. And while we were talking, I looked up the Immortals of Avium reviews. This is a game where I'll be like, I don't know what I'm getting. Because it starts at 9 at the top with press start. Then 8.5 from Gaming Trend. Then 8 from IGN. 8 from PSX Brazil. 8 from Game Informer. 7 from Tech Raptor. 7 from Snack Reviews. 6 from Push Square. 5 from GameStop. 5 from Metro Game Central. 4 out of 5, which is like, okay, so then that's basically like a 9. But okay. 4 out of 5 from GG Reckon. I don't know that place. 4 out of 5 from Games Hub. 3 out of 5 from VG 24/7. 2 out of 5 from Eurogamer. At that point, I could see why people were confused with Immortals of Avium. Because I'm like, is it good or is it not? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Metacritic 68, OpenCritic 72. It has more good ratings than not, but it's weird to see a 5 out of 10 and then right below that you see a 9, a 5 out of 10, and then a 2 out of 5. Like, well, what? That's all over the spectrum.
As of that point, it just doesn't make sense, and it's kind of just confusing because obviously the writers are gonna give their honest opinion of the game. And if they had a bad time with the fucking game, then they had a bad time with the fucking game. Who am I to say that they didn't?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, being that outlier, like you gotta put like an asterisk or like have a different team member go and play that game. You know, like you can't just. Like, if I'm the head fucking editor of, I don't know, what one of the fucking lower people that said, one of the lower rankings, and then I see all these 9s out of 10s coming out, I'm like, okay, that person that I have on the story didn't have a good time. Let's give it to a different person, redo this for a double time, and we'll see what's going on here, and get a fresh opinion, because obviously that person fucked something up, because everyone else here is having a good time. But obviously that doesn't happen, so here we are.
Right.
But I don't know, it's weird. Also, just don't put stake into it. That's another thing. Like, if you want to play a game, play a fucking game, even if it's rated shit. Like, I've done that more times than not, to say the least.
I remember before we had all these fucking outlets and we were kids, and it's just like, well, this game looks cool. I guess I'll play it.
I'll buy this game that actually is a learning game.
See, and you just gotta be. Sometimes you strike out, and it wasn't what it was.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you nut.
Podcast title. But I think that's all we got. That's all we got for this week's episode. As always, follow us, Save Letter B Before Quitting, over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Titty. Get your titty merch, get your other merch over on savebeforequitting, fully spelled out.com. A bunch of hoodies there that we just added that are embroidered. I should probably buy that because I keep buying other things. And like I said that I was gonna buy it like that. Like I bought a jacket this week because it was really nice, and it was like an investment jacket of like, I'm gonna have this for some years and shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I could have gotten a hoodie or two, probably, from our own store.
Listen, man, we still can.
Yeah, true. It's not going anywhere. But do it now. Anyway, you can also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Save Letter B Before Quitting, where we get 2 extra podcast episodes a month and a Wingspan video coming soon. Once I do that, zoot it out of my mind. Also check out our fucking TikToks, our shorts, all that shit. Go fucking like and subscribe to Starfield Clips. Go do that shit on YouTube. It's fun. It's a good time. Go check out those videos. What else do we got? Fucking email us if you're 80 years old. Discord down there. Go fucking join it. Talk to us. Say what you want, bitch.
We're here. Yeah. Call us a bitch back, but only if you join the Discord.
Yeah. And before you join the Discord, there's only one thing you gotta do. That's to remember to always save before quitting. We'll see you guys next week. Hell yeah. What's up, Frankie? You've been quiet. When I go down to hang with CLD, we go there all the time. Barley, for sure. It's a good little spot. It's a nice. It's like off the main street. You know what I mean?
Cut.
It's like in like a nice little tucked away area where like I would have never gone in there on purpose. I don't think. You know what I mean? Like one of those places you walk by. They're like, I guess that's a place that someone goes to, but not me.
And now look, we've been.
It's like when you're in a video game, you walk up to a door and it's just like, oh, I can't go in there. I will never see what the inside of that store is ever.
Or you do it and then the door creaks and you're just like, wait, what? This you can go in?
Oh shit.
Yeah, right.
Cannon Baldur's Gate.
See, it all leads back to Baldur's
shit. Oh, it's so good, bruh. I want to play it more, but I kind of want to play Call of Duty tonight, so I might go back to Call of Duty. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Don't want to disturb the Call of Duty groove.
Yeah, I just want to get good again. Because after I choked, I was like really in my head. I'm like, I can't fucking believe it, man. The worst part is like right before we played the actual games, we were doing a ranked game to warm up. And I fucking annihilated the other team with my sniper. I fucking put them down. I made them practically uninstall the game. And then we get into the comp with like the Apollo League, and I'm like, well, there goes my shot. It's gone forever. I guess, man. I got it like hexed or some shit. But it was fun. It's always fun, even when we do lose. Mm-hmm. We got a nice little fan base in the comments whenever they're live. They're like, yo, let's go forfeits. Everybody wants the forfeits to get their first win. The underdog story. We'll get our first win and then die.
I got to rise to the top, though.
Cream rises to the top.
Exactly. The forfeits rise to the very top.
I wish. Maybe not this season, but next season we got it.
Go on that mic and be like, I'm going to throw forfeits if the winner ain't the forfeits.
Ooh, yeah. Got you for 3 minutes. I actually have that sound, I believe. We'll end the podcast with that because that's all that we really need.
You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of heat time.
Oh, yeah. Worth it.
Well done.
Best podcast ever.